Hello viewers, welcome to the 5th episode of Adam. In today's show, we speak about the modern man and status. Who is a modern man and what is this status all about? We went to the streets and this is what people had to say.
My name is Diana, and my opinion is that they've not lost value. They've just they've grown to appreciate women more, and allowed them to take up certain responsibilities. Yeah.
My name is David, and I don't think men have lost their status in the society at all. I think there's still a key role in the molding of the society, and men rock.
Naitwa Nicholas Kamau. Sababu nasema hapana, sababu kama sasa ndio mimi niko Nairobi, ni mimi natafutia nyumba yangu. Ukisema tumelose itakuwa nasema uongo.
My name is Abraham Kaisha. It is true men have lost their position in society. They have abdicated their duties, their God-given duties, they have abdicated them. Yes.
Emily, in our society, most of the single mothers, they do everything for their kids, they take them to school, even from day one. And even some men in marriages, it's like they're being kept. Because everything the woman does, a man can sleep the whole day in the house and he does nothing. And at the end of the day, he eats, the woman will come home, cook, wash the kids, pay the kids' school fees, and that is not how it's supposed to be. So I think the woman has become a better person in the society than the man.
Welcome back. In studio with us today is Reverend Mugambi. Welcome, Reverend.
Thank you so much, Asiko.
How are you doing today?
I'm well.
You look really nice.
Thank you so much. You look good too.
Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you.
So, Reverend, what is a modern man?
As opposed to the yesterday's man.
Yes.
Or the olden man.
Yes.
Well, Asiko, when we look at a modern man, is a man that is more informed in terms of going through academic ladder. It's a man who has, at least lived in his own comfortabilities.
Mm-hmm.
He's a man who is able to provide himself and he can provide others.
Mm-hmm.
A modern man is one that is more enlightened. He's able to know what is happening within the society.
Yes.
He knows what Kenya is, what is happening in Kenya and in other countries of the world.
He is an informed and enlightened man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you think this modern man, Stretcher, is losing his position in today's society?
Well, I think there is a lot that should be done by this man to regain his glory, to remain in his position, to take up his seat. Because as opposed to the yesterman who used to be held with esteem, a man who used to be seen and, there would be a standing ovation, like this man has come.
Yes.
Today, we have seen like this man as degraded in one way or the other. That his position is not very conspicuous.
It's not as rigid as it was back in the day.
Yes. Because if you talk of education, women are similarly educated.
Yes.
Even some of them more educated than men. When you talk of the status, women have more status. They are ambassadors, they are permanent secretaries, they are teachers, they are doctors, and so on and so forth. The list is endless. So if man does not have, the modern man does not have other abilities and qualities, which may seem to be a little bit higher than that one of women, this man loses the credibility.
But back in the days, like the days of my grandfather, men were held at a high position.
Yes.
When I would go back to my village in Kakamega to see my grandfather, there's a certain way that even my mother and my aunties and uncles would relate to him, even the villagers around,
Yes.
as he was the man figure. Like, this is the man of the home. Even me, a grandchild who has grown up in the city, when I go there, I am pulled. Like, I have to relate like that, because I'll be out of place
Yes.
not to respect my grandfather.
True.
There was his seat, not because we were told don't sit there, but it's something you see, grandpa is always sitting there.
Yes.
So it's an aura. Everyone around, there's
Yes.
nobody sitting there. You will look out of place to be doing that.
Yeah.
There's such, like, he had his space.
Yes.
So I want to understand, why is it that back then, considering it was the olden days, my grandfather's days, plus his father and forefathers, that men had a certain respect? As compared to now, when it's the modern day, there's so much exposure. Why can't that respect be maintained? Where are our men going wrong?
Yeah, well, Asiko, in the yesteryears, man used to provide literally everything that is present, very present and active. He's not only present. He is seen taking care of his own household, be it the wives, because many of them used to have many wives, the children and the animals as well. He would provide literally, bring in things to be eaten. Those days, men could not forsake their own family members, their own children, their own wives. Women were only there to cook, to wash, to protect, to care for the homestead, and sometimes to take or rather to oversee what is happening in the garden. Those are those years when man and that in glory.
When man was the hunter,
Yes.
he will leave, go hunt and gather, and
Yes.
bring back to his family. Yes.
Yes, so that even if he is absent because he has gone hunting.
Yes.
And we know obviously dad will bring something home. My husband will bring me meat, will bring this, that. These are the same people who used to take care of the whole society, the village. No enemy could attack the village in the presence of a man. Now, when we look at that man and the place of him in the society then is very different from today's man. Because the moment this man happens to leave home by the virtue of his education and status, then he goes to town. He leaves the village, he comes to town. When he comes to town, he mixes up with other men from different places,
Yes.
from different races, tribes,
Regions in
and
the country.
regions.
Yes.
Now, when he comes in, he has his own pride of a man, because back home he was an hunter and gatherer and so on. But literally, you will not do the same. We will not see him providing. We will not see him going to gather and bringing home whatever that he has gathered. He has a wife who has also gone through school. She's a career woman. And sometimes because this man is not providing, she may happen to step in.
Yes. As
Because,
a
yeah.
wife, being a companion,
Yes, yeah. Because this man is not providing.
he's not able.
He is not able to do this. Maybe he has turned into drinking and, into having affairs out there. And here I am with my children. So I will provide as a wife to the family.
And as a mother.
Yeah, and as a mother. Now, whatever the reasons, surely if I provide 1, 2, 3 years, this man is not providing, you can see now there will be that, that respect is now declining. I am not able to respect him the much I used to.
Yes.
My children also see that their dad is not providing because every time, and it is not it's not good, whether modern or olden, for a man to tell his kid every time he comes to you as a father that in the day teacher said, and then you tell him, go to your mother.
Yes. That actually demeans respect.
That is where the trouble begins.
And it says so much about this man.
Yes.
His surrounding.
Yes.
The people he associates with, and also his upbringing.
Yes.
By the time as a man you can comfortably transfer your response, it's okay to.
Yes.
We can help each other. We are in a union. It doesn't mean that I'm your wife. No, I will not put any input.
Yes.
No, I will actually help. That is why it's called partnership.
Yes.
That is why two became one.
Yes.
But when it reaches a point whereby this man is so comfortable, this man has reached a point where he knows even money to shave his hair,
yes,
his wife
it's
must
from the
provide.
wife.
It
Yeah.
says so much about him.
Yes.
And I don't think it's something that can just pop up. I think it's something that goes way back from our episode 1,
Yes.
nurturing of the boy child.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yes.
So I was saying that so this modern man who is here, he doesn't play his role the way even the grandfather used to play it. And you see now, he should play it more smartly than he should outsmart the grandfather and even the father.
Yes.
Because he's a modern man.
Yeah.
He should be more understanding that as much as my wife is employed, we need to come together, talk about our family budget. How many men would sit down with their wives to do a budget for the house and for the future, for the children? This one needs this is how much I get. Why do they hide their wives from knowing what they have, what they earn? And of course, when he hides the wife from knowing the payslip, then the wife will also not be comfortable showing him her
A payslip.
payslip. Because why do you want to know mine and you don't want me to know yours?
And that is where mistrust and small calamities start building up.
Yes, those fights, the inner fightings. So those inner fightings will only be quelled by this man trying to bring the house to order. And this order can only be when he sits down with the wife and they start talking. They talk. The older man, if he is comparing himself with the older man, he used to talk literally to all his wives and children. They were vocal. They had ways of communicating. But this man comes home drunk. This man comes home, even if he's not drunk, he had maybe some mistress. He is stressed up maybe from the place of work. He comes home with all the stresses. He doesn't want to talk to me. He doesn't want to talk to the children. So I'll never know what he wants.
And what is going on.
And
But
what's
it's
going on.
funny how
Yeah.
this Madam Mistress will be well taken care of. She will be okay. She will not be lacking anything.
Yeah.
But his family back at home will know Daddy doesn't work, Papa doesn't work, Papa
Definitely.
can't provide. Reverend, what is the aura that surrounds this? I don't understand how a man can comfortably provide for woman number 2, for this toy, as I like to call them. Yes,
Than
when
the
your
first
wife
one.
and children are back at home, yes, even if mama of the home is providing,
Yeah.
where is your pride and where is your dignity that another woman will eat your sweat and enjoy it when your own children will not
Yeah.
even get a gift from you?
And they are back in the village.
Yes, like
That's again
what
the problem
I would
with the
like to
modern
understand
man.
as a man.
It's a problem with the modern man that we are addressing today. That if a man happened to think that he made a mistake when he got married to this lady, you know, this lady who is left in the village might not measure up with the lady that he is keeping in town.
Yes.
She is more enlightened. She is maybe, decent, more decent than the wife at home.
She is timid.
Yeah,
The lady
of
at home is
course,
timid.
She knows a lot.
Yeah.
She knows a lot. She is crafty. Crafty actually than the wife back at home.
Yeah, in fact, the wife at home is timid.
Yes, so timid, so naive, So for this modern man to be able to take care of his home, back at home, and the children and the wife, he has to first of all put his heart in that home. Aziko, I may not know everything, even if I was your husband. There are things that you may realize in your own wisdom that I'm in short of, and then you help me. You can suggest that I go for a course. I do a course to upgrade myself,
To increase some
to
things.
increase my
yeah.
knowledge. You may suggest that maybe I leave even my career and take up another career, because it might not be befitting to me. Therefore, it is the duty of this modern man, because eventually we all know that there is a place you have left your wife and children. This is not your wife. She's only there to keep you busy and to eat up your things. The one you are keeping here, right? So it is the duty of this man to go and ask, can I be able to help my wife at least to upgrade her? Let her do a cookery course. Because it is your duty as a man. You want good food at home, like the one that maybe you get in town. Then make sure that you take care of that lady back at home who is the mother to your children. Secondly, did you marry a laborer as a modern man? Did you marry somebody that you say, I am marrying a house girl so that she attend my lad and my animals and watch over my house? You know, it defeats my conscience when a man leaves his family at home and then he comes to live in a town like this, in a city. This lady will be left behind in many ways, very much behind.
Yeah.
She'll never see good light because she's in the dark. But if this man would be clever enough, smart enough, as a modern man, to bring this woman home, I mean where he lives, believe you me, they would even prosper more.
But also, maybe let's consider
Yeah.
that he left the village to come to the city to try and get a better life. So let's say maybe this man should try and
Yes.
settle here for a while and bring his wife once he has a shelter that is okay to have him,
True.
his wife, and their children. But a situation whereby your children are back in the village, your wife is back in the village,
Yeah.
and you can afford to house them here instead of always sending money back home,
Yes.
is not actually, it's despicable.
Actually, it will be easier to feed people in one household, in one house, than feeding them, I mean the two houses. The moment this man sits down, makes some arithmetic, some budget, you realize that he is spending more than what he could have spent if the family would be with him.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
I thought it would be cheaper.
No,
Because
it's-
he's just sending money home and she has to budget.
Home, Asiko should be left with some attendants who will take care of the land and whatever else you have. So that maybe if you want to rush home and carry some bananas and aloe roots and whatever it is, then you can go and carry and bring it to town. When the wife is here with you, you don't subject her into a housewife. Because personally, I don't like that. Not unless she is nursing a baby. Let every woman go and work,
Yes.
whatever small jobs.
In fact, it creates an hour where we can actually communicate.
Does it?
Because when I am always in the house, washing dishes, washing the clothes, cleaning up the house, and you go out,
Yeah.
when you come back, your story will be about your day, how it
That's
was when
true.
you left home. But for me, the only thing I'll always tell you every day is, oh, I broke this glass today. Oh, you know, like it's
There you
very
are.
nice when both of you leave the house
There you
and
are.
come back and share your day's experiences. It even helps you grow as a couple,
Yes.
and you even create more interest in each other's lives because
True.
each of you have something interesting to.
Very true.
Yes.
Very, very true. So I would rather recommend to this modern man that instead of you leaving the wife back at home, bring her in town or wherever you live, look for something that she can be doing, something that will bring some economic value.
Yes.
Let her do that, whatever small thing, so that whatever she earns, that shilling that she brings home in the evening will be good, because she will not ask for salt or even sugar. She may not ask for many things other than leaving her home, so that when you go home, you find her in tatters and you start complaining. You find that the beds are not well done. You start complaining. The food is not well cooked. It is even smelling smoke, and you start complaining, and you feel like you want to come back to town to be taken care of by that decent woman.
Or
in
let's
town.
call her the modern woman.
The
in town.
modern woman, yeah, who is in town.
So, Reverend.
But you can make yours a modern woman.
Yes,
I
but
believe so.
Reverend, honestly, what is happening to our modern man? Is it the nurturing? Because our forefathers were better compared to today's men. So are we going to blame it all on the nurturing, on the parenting? Like, what is really happening to our modern man in today's society?
Well, Asiko, most of these men, it's not about the mentorship, because this majority of them are men from the good families, good families,
Well-off families.
well-off families. Some of them have been grown in the hands of both parents. Most of them, of these men, the modern men. The problem is that when men happen to meet other men, the other tutors again in quote, because so-and-so does this, I also ape what he's doing. I want to do like the way my friend also is doing.
Yes.
If he has an affair, I want to have an affair. If he is not, if he's getting late in the pub, I also want to get late.
Forgetting that some of these, you can be a single man, or
Yes.
you're married, you're hanging out with single men
Yes.
who are allowed to behave like that because they are not yet in a union like you.
Yes.
But as a man, when you're busy in the pub until midnight and you
Until-
have
yeah.
a wife back at home,
Even children.
honestly,
Who are
and
looking at
these
you.
are children who go to school,
Yes.
come back in the evening,
Yeah.
they do not have time to bond with you, neither do you have time to bond with them.
Bond with them, yeah.
The time you're busy spending, the money you're spending
Yeah.
in the bar could be of so much use back in your home.
That is true, because one of the things that such men do not ask themselves is, how much am I spending with the friends as opposed to what I'm spending with my family?
Yeah.
You may find that he feels a lot of pain giving out money for food at home than when Asiko comes and another person and another one, we sit down and I say, give them two each. How much money am I spending?
Yes.
In the 8
And
or
it always starts as one for the road,
Yes.
which becomes two. Before you know it, you began at 5 p.m. as one for the road.
Yes.
It's midnight. You married man are still in the bar,
Yes.
entertaining young toys, as I
Yes.
like to call
Yeah,
them.
they sit around you.
Yes.
Because they know, you are easy, it is easy for you to give out
And
money
you're
or
easily
even to treat
manipulated.
them. And these are the people, again, who can ransack you. Especially when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Completely drunk, they can start, helping themselves with what you have in your pockets. So this modern man that you're asking about has to realize who he is as an individual. Because the moment we take the corrective measures, the collective actions, that we are doing this, not I'm doing this, we are doing it. That is the moment then we lose the grips, we lose the direction. But if you say that I'm an individual, this is where I'm taking my family, then you'll be able to take it there as a modern man.
Yeah.
Majority of them are not able to sit down with themselves, calling themselves for a meeting, where I sit all alone and I ask myself, what is it that I'm doing to my children? This has been done to my parents, and I'm not passing on the baton I'm still holding the same baton.
Onto it, yes.
Look at a scenario where we go to the field and we are taking the relay. And the guy is coming very fast. Give a baton, pass on the baton to one.
To the next.
And then the next one lands very fast.
Yes.
He doesn't pass it on. What will happen? You are disqualified.
Yeah, and the whole game.
Yes, the whole team is disqualified.
It's disqualified, yes.
So that is what some of us men are doing in the name of being modern. We are not passing on the baton of what we learned in our yesteryears, in our previous years when we were young. We are not passing on the same information that made me who I am today to my own children.
I think these men need to realize it. Of course, we all need friends.
Yes.
But know that you're an individual. Somebody once said that when you're looking at a forest from afar, all the trees look closely knit.
Yes.
But when you get close to that forest,
You find
each
that-
tree is standing on its own.
Yeah.
So these men, even when you're in that crowd, remember,
Yeah.
so and so is a single man,
Yeah.
so and so is engaged, you are a married man.
Yes.
You should know how to carry yourself.
That is true. That is true. The other thing I think, and there is that proverb that says that if you find a man or a woman or a group or people moving the bands of the feather, which flock together. See,
Yes.
the bands of the feather,
Flock together.
they flock together.
Yes.
Now, when you see these bands being together, and none of the bands is able to say, men, we are not taking the right direction. Believe you me, as much as you are flocking together, you end into a ditch together. You end up spoiling yourselves, killing yourselves. That's how we lose some men on roads. Yes, we are gathered together, we are taking one for the road.
Yes.
It has become even not for the road now, it has exceeded the road. We can see two roads, or a big, huge thing ahead of us. Even where there are guardrails and along the road, and where it is marked very well the side I'm supposed to take. And this is the modern man again, Asiko.
Driving the nice big car.
Very nice car, but we are all there and we are chatting. Nobody is seeing even the road properly. I mean, the road is not clear.
Reverend,
We
I
all
don't
have.
think there's anything like being modern if you don't know your limit. Let's hold on that thought.
Yeah.
My viewers, let's take a short commercial break. We'll be back.
At the Kenya Institute of Media and Technology, we are the gurus in the training of certificate and diploma in journalism, computer studies, business administration, hospitality management, travel and tourism management, clearing and forwarding, social work and community development, and electrical and electronics. Visit us at our head office at Mtihani House and Taveta Court, Nairobi. Kenya Institute of Media and Technology. Technology is power.
The boiling point mix.
Active Sounds DJ.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, this DJ is awesome.
Crossing over.
Crossing over.
As we crossing over. Jesus taking over. Make it with a bendy. Make it with a daddy.
Activate.
Leg on the wine. Dance with vibes like a sun you want shine. Active Sounds, them sister you want shine. Your biggest, baddest sounds, dep on the era. Make it with a bendy.
Take your career to the skies with Nairobi Aviation College. 2014 intake is in progress for certificate and diploma courses in aeronautical engineering, airport operations, general aviation piloting, electrical and electronics engineering, computer science and IT, hotel and catering, travel and tourism, journalism and mass communication, business management, supplies management, community development, clearing and forwarding, secretarial, CPA and ATC programs. Visit our campuses in Meru, Nairobi, Kisumu, Nakuru, Mombasa, Eldoret and Kitale. Our courses are IATA approved. Nairobi Aviation College. Profession is power.
Welcome back. To those who have just joined us, we are talking about the modern man and status. Reverend, it is said that individuals from a social higher group make more demands than those from a lower group. Let's just say those from a social class, a higher class, make more demands than those from a less privileged class, if I can put it that way. Is this affecting how the modern man relates? And also, is this making it hard for him to climb the ladder to be at par with the women? And not any woman, the modern woman.
Actually, that is very logical, because you see, modern man is trying to compete with a modern woman. Modern man versus a modern woman. We are all elites. We've been to class. We were in the same university with you. And maybe when I got my first degree, you went ahead as a modern woman and you did your master's, and I'm left doing a job. Now, so it's like for me to reach you so that I can have my ego, I must not only do my second degree, but even my third, the PhD, which over time I may not be able.
Yes.
I may not be able to do my second degree, not even to mention my third one. And I want to reach you. I want, well, you are my wife. I want to reach your status. This man and his ego goes down. So when he's down and you are high there, and as a modern woman you have not created an environment in which this man is going to feel comfortable with his first degree. Because we are all not talented the same. It doesn't mean that because I've married a wife or a lady that we were with in the same school, in the same class, in the same college, in the same university, that she cannot do better than me in performance, in terms of education, or even job, career. So it is the duty of the modern man to try to make sure that the wife understands, create some understanding that though I have not gotten my second degree, my performance will still be higher. If I'm given a job, I will do it better and I will get my promotions.
I don't think they need to sit and talk about that. I think it's a matter of the man proving it. Because it raises a very big problem in some families.
Yes,
when the woman is more educated than the man. And it also becomes worse when she's earning more money than the man.
That is true.
The relationship becomes, the woman feels like she is at a higher place than he is. She feels like she is of more value than her husband. She cannot look up to him because, hey, honey, I'm above, you are below. So it is him looking up to her, you understand?
Yes.
So I want to ask you, how can men actually deal with that? And would you advise a man to actually settle with a woman who is of a higher level in both education, in her background? Forget about a background that she's gaining now. Her background back at home. And also in her money matters.
Yes. Actually, you see, marriage is not about education in the first place. Marriage is about the love and that companion. How comfortable am I in terms of love for my husband and the honor that I give to him? How is he treating me? Because I believe if there was love, even if you are the president of this country, Her Excellency Asiko, I would still remain the first man. Is it not the first lady? The first man to Asiko.
Yes.
Because Asiko will not see the position. She will see a potential man who is catering for her needs. A man that will welcome her, even if she was the president or the PC or the DC, even if she was the permanent secretary, that she needs a man that will embrace her, will tell her, honey, welcome home.
Yes.
She was outside with the president. She was outside doing the government duties or the parastatal duties or the NGO duties. But when she comes home, will she find a man that will welcome her?
Make him feel like he's the king
yes.
of his small palace.
Yes, that, and this lady also, by the time I welcome you, do you feel like I'm lower than you? Do I belittle myself or do you belittle me? The ones that you use matters, not the education, because I believe it wouldn't matter for man marrying a lady who has a PhD and he has only 1 degree.
Yes.
Or even a diploma.
Or
a
high school certificate.
Yes. What is the performance of this man? And what are what is the memorandum in the first place? Why did we get married? Because in the first place, you knew that I was a certificate man.
Yes.
I knew you were a PhD lady. What brought us together?
It's love.
Love and respect. So if this one can remain without this man feeling belittled to a point of going to quench his appetites and also to try to comfort himself using other stuff, like maybe opium or cigarettes or beer. You see some of them do that, Asiko.
Yeah.
Where I feel, I'm so tired, I'm worked up and bogged down by this woman, so I would rather start the habit of going back into taking beer.
Yeah.
That woman will never love me. Even if I was a woman, I would not love that man anymore. Because this man comes home, starts fighting me, he will not provide me. Whatever little that you are providing matters, even as a man. It's like you asked. This lady has money and I have money. If I find, Asiko, you are not providing something, at least something in the house, you owed the money to yourself, that this is my money, but my husband's money is our money, then you know love again will have some limits. It will keep on declining.
So wait, on that thought, are you trying to say that it should be a 50-50 deal? Like, what are you trying to say? Is it wrong for a man to fully provide? Is it wrong, like even if I'm working, is it wrong for him to fully provide? Does that create a problem in a relationship?
Let us look at the rule of nature. Asiko, you are earning and I'm earning.
Mm-hmm.
We have the responsibility of children. We have the house, right? Maybe we are paying rent or we are building our own house. We want to build, we want to buy some properties.
Mm-hmm.
And it is done single-handedly. This man will be tired. He'll feel like he doesn't want to share a lot of love with you. What he used to do for you, you see it in declining.
What is the link between him loving me and him fully providing?
Yes, there is a lot of link. There is a big link because, Asiko, you see this man feels like you are leaving him to shoulder every burden.
Are you trying to say I'm overburdening him?
Of course you are, because if you're not helping me to raise, or rather to buy food, yet you are earning even maybe more than I do, or you're in business, I'm working,
Yeah.
you are not helping me to pay for the house rent. You are not buying property for ourselves, for the home. I am squeezing myself, being milked from every side in order for me to provide in this house, and you are not raising even a finger to help. I will not be able to love you the way I would have wanted to.
Some women argue.
That's logical.
Some women argue that a man should provide. It's even written biblically that a man should provide for his household. Others argue that their money is theirs and for their husband is for both of them. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, actually, that is that's a long interpretation of even the Bible. In the first place. 2, it is the wrong notion that the man's money is ours, but the woman's money is mine. It is mine. Mine to do what? If you belong to me, we become one flesh. Remember? Once you get married, the Bible reckons that the two shall become one. Why is it that we are finding we are not one when money issue arises in the house? Why is it that we are supposed to be naked to each other, like Adam and Eve were naked? When Eve happened to be cheated to eat the fruit, did you see Eve carrying one fruit to take to the husband? Was it not because she loved the husband? She did not eat alone. She took it to the husband so that they can share. It is the duty of the two to make sure at least you have done some budgeting with what you have, regardless of whether you are earning, and I am also earning. Let us pull our resources together in order for us to build ourselves faster. But when you do it alone, I don't know where you take your money. At some point, I will feel tired. That's when I would start even feeling like we cannot be so intimate.
Yes.
Because before there was a lot of intimacy. But now I cannot be so intimate to a person that is not mindful.
In short, who is regarded to be selfish.
Yes. Because why is it that you are not, you don't want me to know what you earn and where you take your money? Where do you take it in the first place? Separation comes, and it may end up into a divorce.
Okay.
That's why there are so many divorces
From
today.
something that could have been saved
Yes.
if there was only some sort of agreement.
Yes. That you can be doing these responsibilities while I work on this. Maybe the house is yours, and me, I'll do the property and the children. And if need be, you need some input, you need some assistance from me, I'll still do
I will
it.
gladly help you.
Yes.
Yes.
If I need it from my wife, she will
gladly help me.
That agreement is good. You live to respect one another.
Yeah.
So, modern man, sometimes you see, he is too busy even for such. Because if he doesn't try to initiate that kind of a dialogue, the wife will not initiate it. This man comes home drunk and or comes home very late, he leaves early in the morning. When shall we talk about the salaries and the property? So
and the cost
I'll
sharing.
be hearing that he has a land in Mololongo, he has a plot in Ward, but I may not even know exactly where they are. He may bring the documents, but I may not know.
Yes.
Supposing we intended together with that freedom, with that awareness that I and my husband are buying, not my husband is buying. Us, we are buying.
We are buying this land.
We are doing it. So that way, I'll even start thinking as a wife of how I can help you to build some houses. Because I believe, again, if this modern man tries to compare to compare the two lives, the olden and the modern, and he is not able to harmonize that kind of a life, then there could be a problem. Because if he still feels that he is the only king, that he has nothing to do with the wife, who is a modern wife and she's earning, you'll be at a great loss. If we were to do it together, we sit down, I tell you what I'm thinking, you also, because you have the mind, you have the brains, you also help me to know how I'm going to build, how we are going to build.
Yes.
Because you may say, I will take a loan, and then when we buy this, I can take a loan.
And women are very good in homemaking.
Like the WEF, you know, serikali.
Yes.
The Women Enterprises Fund.
Yes.
They are given a lot of money. So maybe she has an access to it. And then she can come in, bring money, millions or some hundreds of thousands. Then we start building. That way, you make your work easier as a man, as a modern man. But when you beat your chest and say, this one I can do it all alone, I'm telling you, even as a man, you'll find yourself even leaving the world very early.
Yeah, because the stress and the pressure.
Yes, you have a lot of pressure.
It comes up with so much.
You have debts that you're not able to pay, and you're not telling your wife who could have helped you.
I think that's being proud.
Yeah, it's another pride. I'm saying, you see, you are trying to compare the two lives, the contemporary and...
Yes.
Yeah. So if this man is able to be smart enough, and I'm telling you, by the way, not unless a woman is so bad, every other woman would want to sit down with her husband so that they can share together, they can talk. Not unless she's so bad, because they are the type that is so bad that they will not want to sit down with the husband so that they can plan. But any woman that is involved by her husband into that kind of a discussion, the planning, the budgeting, she will be at home with that, very comfortable.
Wow.
So we are telling the modern man to be careful. Otherwise, we are losing so many of them. They are dying of, I don't know, the brown sugar, the hypertension, all sorts of diseases. They are wiping men out.
Things that could have been avoided.
Yes, we are losing men because they are doing it all alone. What is the point of getting a helper?
Yes.
And that's why I always advise men, even when I have the men forums, that just in case you happen to lose your helper, by whatever reason, please try to get another one. Men cannot live alone. Never be cheated as equal. Those who walk alone, they have their own issues, very bad issues, very bad issues. If you go into those secretive places or into their privacy, you'll find things until you wonder, wow, even this could do this. So he was, and so on and so forth. So also let us address the modern woman. As much as we are modern and we have a lot of money and good positions, it is always important to understand your husband. They are the type that do not talk. They are not, extroverted. The extrovert type.
Yeah.
They are introverted.
Most are introverted, that's true.
They are so introverted. If you realize that your husband is not the vocal, he is not the type that will keep on bickering all over and he wants to talk like you, make sure that you are near him and talk to him. By the way, you may find that this modern man is silent because of his own pride or introversion.
Or silent because you have not even given him room to air out his expression. So all the time, you're always blocking him. You're always, you're the one always overruling and overshadowing everything.
Yes. Actually, we are asking women, if you realize that your husband does not talk so much, please give him time.
Listen.
Let him, listen to him, even if he stammers. Even if he talks only one word after a minute, just give him time. Don't do a lot of talking. Because when you do a lot of talking, this man will not pour out his heart. And some of them are already hurt, right? Others are, so much wounded. And they have issues that they cannot be able to pour to other people. Even in the church, they will not go and pour to the caddies, to the pastors, and so on. They remain with their own issues, and they die in their own issues. And they die very young, 40s, 50s, 60s. And these are people who could have stayed even to 90s, and so on. But the wife shouldn't be a doctor, because, we are addressing an enlightened woman, a modern woman, who should be a doctor to this man. A helper. Imagine a position God has given you as a helper. How much help should you offer to this man? Is it only to feed his bellies? That, my husband eats a huge ugali and he's okay. And he likes maybe nyama choma, and that is what we provide him. He's so huge. No. You need to address even the issues of diet for this modern man. Because we are addressing the modern man, remember, this modern man is the one who forgot the traditional food. He's a man of chips and ugali and rice. A modern man, in most cases, will not be found taking vegetables like the greens, because he doesn't want to be seen with the. But where is the toothbrush and the paste, which can remove all those greens? If only they can help your body.
Your immune system and your
health.
Yes.
And because the modern woman, again, is so busy. Yeah? And that's why you find some of these men running to these very petty ladies, the ones that you are calling what?
Small toys.
Small toys.
Yes.
They are running to them because they are easier prey. They can talk, and give this man,
And they also
time.
listen.
Yeah, they
listen.
They listen to
well.
the king.
Yeah.
They listen to the king because they know at the end of the day, something will be coughed out, and she will enjoy. So, this modern woman again should be very, very careful, even in the way he takes care of the health of this man, because men are not like women. I'm telling you, we are expecting to produce more.
Yes.
We produce more. Our work is even greater and heavier. We have a greater task than you guys. Because producing what is needed for you to feel nice in bed, my friend, I have to eat well. So some of them are even running away. That's why you find some of these modern men are the ones who are unable to perform in bed. The modern men go to all the complaints. They are the guys, in most cases, who are using the Viagra's. These are the modern men. As opposed to our grandfathers, who used to do the business until he dies. Because he is eating the traditional food. You see?
Yes,
so,
he's keeping healthy.
Yes.
And fit.
Yeah, because the modern woman would want something which is faster, the fast foods.
Yeah.
Kamchele, kaugali, all this. You fry quickly and he eats quickly. And then you sleep quickly. But at the end of it, or you find yourself starving. Conjugal rights, out in arms. We are not receiving it. Who is the cause of all this? It is the modern woman.
Oh, modern woman, yes.
Who is supposed to provide. Even when she has a nanny in the house, or even a cook.
Yeah.
Instead of directing them on what to cook, you don't care. Whatever will be cooked by these guys, it's okay.
They run your kitchen.
And believe you me, they will not bring jahis and so on, the githeri stuff. They will bring the soft ones. The soft.
Yeah.
And they will place it there.
Yes.
So you see a very huge man with a huge tummy. The more the huger the tummy, the more the problems. Many things will run away. Many things will decrease. You increase the tummy while you are decreasing other places, some other places. And everyone will start complaining. The wife will start complaining that things are not working.
Yeah.
Those are the things we are dealing with as counselors, that these things are there. But when you look at the family, these people look huge,
Yeah.
with the chaps. huge ones. But when you try to tell them that your problem is this, they may not even understand what you're talking about. They may think that you are becoming more traditional. But you see, these transition things are going to help the modern man. Though they are traditions that we left, they are good traditions that we need to carry wherever we go.
To hold on to.
Yes.
And to pass them
Cling
over.
on to them, pass them over to your children and your children's children if you want them to perform. Otherwise, there may come a time when the production, seeing a kid might be a problem. I mean, you start celebrating, jubilating, because you have seen a healthy kid.
And that is supposed to be something that is normal and natural.
Yes. And remember, Asiko, the same modern man has gone through school and he has learned things pertaining the diets, the food. But he has forgotten. He wants to eat hamburger, pizza. These things, at the end of it all, they will decline. I mean, they will decline your health eventually. And this is for the modern man again. So we are saying, as he matches up, as he tries to catch up with the woman, there is no amount of pressure that you can put on this woman to quell her, to quench her fire, to make her calm down, to help her, than trying to love her and understand her. Try to bring her together and create some understanding.
So both
some
parties
dialogue.
need to understand each other.
Definitely.
Wow, Reverend.
Without
Thank
that,
you.
a problem.
Thanks a lot. I have gained so much about this modern man and modern women. And my viewers, I bet you have gained so much more. For any questions, comments, and suggestions, do hit us up on our official Facebook page, which is Aviation TV Kenya. Our Twitter handle is @Aviation TV Kenya. My Facebook page is Leona Asiko Obura. Twitter handle is @Leona Asiko Obura. Join us next week, same place, same time. Have yourself a blessed week and keep it ATV.
My name is Diana, and my opinion is that they've not lost value. They've just they've grown to appreciate women more, and allowed them to take up certain responsibilities. Yeah.
My name is David, and I don't think men have lost their status in the society at all. I think there's still a key role in the molding of the society, and men rock.
Naitwa Nicholas Kamau. Sababu nasema hapana, sababu kama sasa ndio mimi niko Nairobi, ni mimi natafutia nyumba yangu. Ukisema tumelose itakuwa nasema uongo.
My name is Abraham Kaisha. It is true, men have lost their position in society. They have abdicated their duties, their God-given duties, they have abdicated them. Yes.
Emily, in our society, most of the single mothers, they do everything for their kids. They take them to school, even from day one. And even some men in marriages, it's like they're being kept. Because everything the woman does, a man can sleep the whole day in the house and he does nothing. And at the end of the day, he eats, the woman will come home, cook, wash the kids, pay the kids' school fees, and that is not how it's supposed to be. So I think the woman has become a better person in the society than